Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, after his side dramatic 4-2 win over Leicester City in the Premier League last weekend, the manager was back in front of the media to talk about their Champions League clash against League One side Paris Saint-Germain. So sit back and relax as I'll be taking you through everything the manager said concerning injuries to his players, their first home Champions League game, on different ways to get results this term, and even on Ben White and Ricardo Calafio's fitness. But before then, I would like to welcome you to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on time zone and where you're watching me from. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do that. Do well to like, comment, and do not forget to turn on notification to enable you to see when next I post. Alright, on injuries, the manager said, there is no news. We have a training session this afternoon and we have to review a few players. But overall, especially anyone returning, there's nothing to give back. On their first home Champions League game this season, the manager said, we are looking forward to it. These are the kind of night that we want to experience and want to have against an unbelievable opponent. We are just ready for it. And on different ways to get results this term, the manager said, we have had some very different ones. We ended up having to play a very difficult game in the second half against Man City. And in the end, we lost 2 points in the last minute. We did completely opposite playing against a low block like we did against City and with different challenges. But watching the game back, the amount of things that we have generated, I was so pleased with the team. On whether Ben White and Ricardo Calafio are fit, the manager said, those are two players that are in contention and we have to review today. We didn't do any training session yesterday. Ricardo was a bit emotional after the game, so let's see how he is today. On his time at PSG as a player, he said, it was my first professional experience. It was an unbelievable time I spent there and I loved every minute of it. I will always be grateful to the club and Luis Fernandez because he was the one who believed in me when I was 17-18 years old. It was a platform to share an experience in a club of that size and a city that is probably the most beautiful in Europe. It was an experience that will stay with me forever. With teammates who helped me and shaped who I wanted to be as a player and ignited something in me to become a manager in the future. There are some very important individuals in that part of my career. And the manager was further asked on why he didn't stay there. And he said, Ronaldinho, Anelka, Okocha, Pochettino, Gabriel Hens were all unbelievable players. I wanted to stay there, but I was at that moment owned by Barcelona and they didn't find an agreement and then I had to do something else. I was so happy there. I wanted to stay there, but in the end, I had to do something. This is football. On whether he was ever close to going back, he said, once I was here, my career started to develop and it's been a few years since then. On a momentum, winning games like against Leicester City, the manager said, it shapes the character and the body of the team, that they have the certainty that they can win in any contest and adapt to very different contests during matches. The Champions League demands that you can pretend to play against this kind of opposition and dominate for 90 minutes. But it does not happen at this level. So you have to be really good in other phases as well to stay in the game, to be comfortable and still always have the belief and intention to win it. And when the manager was asked on Champions League night at Emirates Stadium, he said, everybody is looking forward to it. We missed it for a number of years and last year was the first one after so many years that we had the experience to do it. The group stage is a bit different this season and the opposition we are going to face tomorrow is probably at the highest level that you can face in European football. But honestly, it's a good opportunity for us to see how we deal with this night, how prepared we are and how we can impose ourselves in this kind of contest. And on his relationship with Luis Enrique, PSG manager, he said, a smile on my face, I am a huge admirer of him. An unbelievable personality, huge character, huge energy, always very supportive with young players. What I love about him is wherever he is been as a player or a manager, his fingerprints are all over the place. You can sense it in his team, the way his players behave, the way they want to attack and dominate games, the spirit, the energy they have. He has this unbelievable power with all the clubs he's been at, with the Spain national team, and then his approach to life, to his profession, it's something to really look at, and I learned a lot of things from him. And the manager was further asked on whether Enrique has influenced him in any way, and he said, I admire him honestly. He is straightforward. He will look in your eyes and tell you what he thinks. In the end, players appreciate that. They might like it more or less depending how it happened. But I have had 2 or 3 players here who were with him in the national team and they always say the same thing. They all enjoy playing under him. When somebody can make you feel like that in this profession, it's a big quality. And on Timber and Calafio bringing something new to the fullback position, he said, we missed Julian for 11 months and Ricky wasn't here. There are 2 players that have a football brain, the intelligence, the quality, adaptability to occupy different spaces, whether attacking or defending. That gives the team a different dynamic and make it unpredictable for the opponent to defend certain ways. Both are huge personalities too, which I love. And the manager was further asked whether the fullbacks all have different qualities, and he said they have to have one in common. They have to love defending first because they are defenders. Then after that, they have qualities to add. That's great. As well, playing fullbacks, natural foot, especially when we play inverted attacking midfielder or wingers many times, for the flow of those units, it's incredibly important, and you can see that. On Timber's character off the pitch, he said he's a leader, a guy that is constantly thinking, how can I help others? He's brought unbelievable commitment to everything he does. In the time he has been with us, especially the amount of time he spent off the pitch, for everybody to speak so highly of him, to respect him and look at him in the way that they do, will tell you the story of the personality we have in that team. And on slowly introducing Timber into the team, he said, just to get him in his shoe, he came from Ajax, he was a captain there, big move, different country. He came here with big expectations, started really well, and then got injured in the first game. And then what? You have to look ahead, 8, 9, 10, 12 months maybe. It was a difficult period, and it can feel very lonely and far from the expectation that you had. And this can be very disappointing and very difficult to handle personally and emotionally. He did the complete opposite. He started to build unbelievable relationship with physios, with his teammates. He started to gather all the information about how we were playing. He was in every meeting, and that really helped him to develop himself as a person, and also to understand what we wanted in a much better way and be prepared for when he was back. And the manager was asked on how highly he rates the Paris Saint-Germain's team, and he said they are really tough, they are exceptional, and they dominate every phase of play. They have a very clear intention of how they want to dominate the game through the ball, and when they don't have it, they want it straight back. They are really aggressive with it, and they comfort you. On how important the game is, I'm facing Enrique. Of course, we want to win the game, and we know after the draw in Atlanta, with the number of games we have left still, it's going to be really important. Nothing is going to be decided tomorrow. Regarding Luis and I, we want to do the best for our clubs. He's won pretty much every competition you can imagine. Already in his career, he has transformed a club that has a very clear identity. It's a very good test for all of us. And on what he has been impressed about with California, he said how willing he is. The moment I spoke with him on the phone for the first time, he wanted to come here. He understood what we wanted straight away, and he felt that he was going to be a perfect fit here, and he was. He landed with the biggest smile on his face. He's got this energy and aura around him. He's very likable, and he's a fighter, a player that wanted to play in the way we want to play, and he do anything for the team. When you have this quality, a lot will have to go wrong for you not to succeed. On whether he has a special relationship with him, he said, with all the players, we try to give them and their families the best possible environment to feel in the best way. I think he appreciates the effort that the club and staff have made since his arrival to make his life as good as possible, and I think he's enjoying it. On Ousmane Dembele possibly not being in the PSG squad, he said, we just got the news and we don't know if it is true or not. We are going to prepare like we always do with every possibility, and let's see, they have many other options. On whether our set piece could be an advantage, he said, I think everything has their own strength and weakness, and tomorrow we will try to show ours for sure. So guys, this is all about the news. What do you think about everything Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has said concerning his team's injury and the game against Paris Saint-Germain? Do you think Arsenal will be able to get the 3 maximum points from the game tomorrow, or you think they may probably settle for a draw? Please, whatever opinion may be on this, I'd like to see it on the comment section. Do it to like, comment, and do not forget to turn on notification to enable you see when next I post. Thank you for watching this video. See you in my next video. Bye.